This Mizmor began by telling you that it was about Dode David. And then it continued by saying that God was doing marvelous things as a result of the greatest admiration and respect that he had for Dode's nefesh soul. And that the redemption of Yisrael is predicated upon their response and their reverence and respect for the soul, the nefesh of Dode David. And then it continues by saying that God's not going to quarrel with you forever. Well, his biggest quarrel with you isn't actually erasing his name, although that is gargantuan. Because the third statement etched in stone says he will never forgive anyone who negates the value of his name. So that is a litmus test that is a hard stop that says if you're not willing to accept and use Yahweh's name, you have no place in heaven, no place in his family, that you cannot be saved. In fact, you have guaranteed that you will not be saved. But his biggest quarrel isn't actually his name. His biggest quarrel is his son and how Jews have denied him. The prophets are clear that Dode told you exactly when he was going to arrive in Jerusalem in year 4000 Yah 33 CE to fulfill Pesach Matzon Bakodim, explaining everything through the revelations in Daniel 9. And then he, 1,000 years before he endured crucifixion, he explained that he would die his body would die as the Passover lamb in fulfilling Pesach by way of crucifixion, writing a first-person account, a first-person witness of crucifixion and how it kills 700 years before crucifixion was even invented. He told you he was going to do these things, and you ignored him, and you rejected him, and you still don't accept it. It's one thing for a man to be so compassionate, so courageous, so as to volunteer to fulfill Passover and Matzah. Passover as the lamb crucified by the Romans, Matzah with his soul carrying our guilt into Sheol to perfect us so it's never seen again. But it's one thing to do those things, which he did. It's another thing to have to endure the fact that his own people have denied him and denied themselves of the sacrifice he made for them. This is the greatest quarrel that God has with his people, because Dode is God's beloved son, his chosen one. So Dode's next three sentences, or the next three sentences spoken of Dode, should this have been Nathan being inspired by Yahweh to write about Dode, tell us the story of God's love for his children and what father and son have done and will do to keep us together. They speak of love beyond our comprehension, of mercy so far-reaching our rebellious nature becomes as distant as light is from darkness, as 7 dimensions are from 3, and as different as the sun is from the black hole of Sheol.